what would you say is the main difference between statistical data analysis and this Gen AI approach?
I would agree, it's extremely different.
Mm-hmm.
In general, Gen AI works best when you have things that are more simply true or false. Each data point, if I tell you we are human beings, that's a simple truth. It's either true or false. If you take...
Sometimes I wonder about myself.
Well, what you're saying is that even simple truth actually have nuances. But to an approximation, there is little noise in the statements. If I generate a program, the program is a bit too simple to say that the program is either correct or incorrect. But it's the notion of noise there is a small notion of noise. Now, if I look at traces of patient data to try to predict if a patient is going to have a stroke next year, it's impossible. My data doesn't have the answer. It may have weak predictors that are able to tell me, well, maybe whether a certain probability the patient is going to have a stroke, yes, no, but we're really into subtle statistics. Not to say that there is no implicit subtle statistics behind Gen AI because of it's modeling the co-occurrences of words, of contexts. But at the end of the day, Gen AI, as we know, it makes hard decisions. It's not giving you, the way we use it's not giving you a probability of each world. You never look at vectors of probabilities when you look at the outcome of a Gen AI.
So you mean when you interact with Gen AI, you get one answer, and that's the one thing you don't
projected
get,
on a single answer.
You've projected, right? You don't get the nuance of
exactly.
I think maybe this is one option, maybe this is another one.
Yeah.
But
and the model is not built for that. Not only don't you not get this, so you basically...
So you don't have the weight in the end that you could look at?
You could look at the weights, and we and others in research do these things, right. And then you could look at the uncertainty that's carried by those weights, but you don't have a model that is built for reasoning, for statistical reasoning on weak signal-to-noise ratio settings.
Right.
Which is very hard, by the way, which is very different from a model, for instance, that a prognostic model in health, that is to say, what are the risks of you having a stroke next year, where you build your whole model by trying to control this notion of risk, this notion of probability of the outcome in a very, very subtle way, and then imposes different constraints on the model.
So, let me see if I understand correctly what you're outlining. Is it like a difference between predictive AI and generative AI in a sense?
Yes, in a sense, yes.
The prediction implies this ambiguity, uncertainty, and
used
also
well.
A balanced output with a certain weight.
Yeah, used well to do.
Well.
Yeah, because you can always do things in a poor way. But
you can use any tool horribly.
Yeah, but if you're actually trying to do predictive AI well, generally at some point, that notion of uncertainty might be important.
Right. Whereas generative AI, the output is just something provocative, something plausible.
It's generated.
Convincing.
It's been projected into a hard decision.
Right.
It's also its benefits because it gives you a text that you can read. You could look at the vectors of probability of those words, and they would be in a high dimensional space. You could certainly not read them.
Yeah, some sort of superposition of text that goes into different directions. I mean, there are some novels where the two different pages are different stories.
I don't know if they're very easy to read.
No, exactly.